Hold on to your seats, Commanders fans. We've got explosive news that's going to rock the football world. Ready for something you couldn't even dream of? Get set, because what we're about to reveal could completely change the outlook for the upcoming season. First up, predictions so bold. Got the experts rubbing their eyes. Playoffs? Us? Yeah, you heard that right. Someone big in the NFL thinks our team could pull off the upset of the century. Want to know more? Don't go anywhere, because the details are juicy. But that's not all, folks. Remember that under-the-radar signing? Turns out, they might be the missing piece we've been searching for. A top analyst just dropped a bomb about how this player could be the X factor that defines our 2024 season. Who is it? What position do they play? Stick around and you'll find out. And to top it all off, we've got fresh news about one of our players making a 180-degree turnaround. Changes, folks. Changes that could completely transform our game. Could it be enough to take us to glory? Don't be left hanging, folks. If you want to stay on top of all these breaking news stories, you know what to do. Smash that subscribe button and leave a like. Let's go, Commanders. This year, we're poised for great things. Are you ready for this? Because I'm telling you, what I'm about to drop is bigger than a last-second Terry McLaurin touchdown. Rich Eisen. Yes, that Rich Eisen from NFL Network just named our Commanders as the number 2 surprise team for the 2024 season. And you know what else he said? That we could, hear me out, sneak into the playoffs. Now I ask you, are you as hyped about this as I am? But wait, there's more. Eisen isn't just talking out of his hat. He mentions Jaden Daniels as our starting quarterback. Yeah, I know what Quinn is saying, that we should wait and see, but I believe, and hear me out, Daniels is going to be our guy from day one. And what about our offense? Terry McLaurin, Austin Eckler, Brian Robinson Jr. Folks, we've got an arsenal that would make even the toughest defense in the league shake. I'm telling you this, with these weapons, we're going to make more noise than the cannons after a touchdown. Now, let's talk about Dan Quinn. The man knows how to fire up a team, right? I think he's going to ignite a flame in this locker room that not even all the water in the Potomac could put out. Playoffs in his first year? Why not? Stranger things have happened in the NFL. But let's be realistic for a moment. Yes, we've got a new GM, a new coach, new faces everywhere. Question is, can we make it all click fast enough? I'm telling you, if we do, if we get that early momentum, the sky's the limit. And don't forget something crucial, the money. Adam Peters has handled contracts like a chess master. We've got financial flexibility, which means we can make moves if things get interesting. You get what I'm saying? Now I ask you, when was the last time we had this many reasons to be excited? Been 2 decades since we felt this vibe. Sure, maybe we're getting ahead of ourselves, but tell me, doesn't it feel good to dream big for once? The first month of the season is going to be crucial. If we see a solid team, competitive in all phases of the game, then, my friends, get ready for the ride of your lives. Playoffs? Maybe. An exciting season? That's guaranteed. And here comes my final point. But pay attention. This team has all the ingredients to be the surprise of the league. A motivating coach, promising quarterback, lethal offensive weapons, and a defense that, with Quinn at the helm, could be a nightmare for opponents. Commanders not only could make the playoffs, but they could be that team no one wants to face in January. Want to know what could really change the game for the Commanders this season? I'm telling you this, don't be fooled by the flashy headlines and new faces. Sometimes the real change comes from where you least expect it. Now, listen up. We've got an analyst, and not just any analyst, but one from CBS Sports, pointing to a player many have overlooked. And you know who it is? Tyler Biadasz, our new center. Yep, you heard that right, a center. The guy who touches the ball on every play but rarely gets the applause. But I ask you, when was the last time we had stability at that position? 6 different players in 2 seasons. 6. That's not a center. That's a revolving door. And now we have Biadasz, guy who started 16 or more games in the last 3 seasons. Consistency, folks. That's what we need. And don't forget this, Biadasz comes with Dan Quinn's seal of approval. Our new coach brought him over from Dallas. Do you think Quinn would bring someone he doesn't fully trust? I don't think so. Now let's talk money. 3 years, $25 million, with $20.7 million guaranteed. That's not pocket change, folks. It's a serious investment. I'm telling you, when you pay that kind of money, you expect results. But here's the interesting part. BOMBSHELL isn't just coming to play. He's coming to be the anchor of our offensive line. He's coming to pave the way for our running game. And most importantly, he's coming to be the best friend of our rookie quarterback, Jayden Daniel. Think about it. An experienced center, 2022 Pro Bowler, working side by side with our quarterback of the future. That connection, that chemistry, could be the difference between a mediocre season and a playoff season. And speaking of playoffs, remember that bold prediction we mentioned earlier? Well, if BOMBSHELL lives up to expectations, he could be the catalyst we need. Make that prediction come true. Now I ask you, when was the last time we were this excited about a center? It's Chase Roulier, right? And look what he did for our team. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. There are still questions. And BOMBSHELL stay healthy all season? How will he adapt to our system? Will he be able to elevate the play of our entire offensive line? And here's my take. If BOMBSHELL plays like we know he can, if he becomes that leader on the line of scrimmage, if he helps Daniels feel comfortable and protected, then folks, we might just be seeing the start of something special in Washington. Nick Allegretti, our new guard. Do you know him? Probably not, because he's not the type of player that makes headlines. But I'm telling you, pay attention to this guy, because he could be the piece we've been missing on our offensive line. Now, listen to this. Allegretti was talking to Craig Hoffman on the Team 980. And let me tell you, what he said got me thinking. You know why? Because he reminded us that change in the NFL isn't just about signing a contract and putting on a new jersey. No, sir. It's much more than that. You ever thought about what it means for these players to move to a new city? Allegretti has a family, he has daughters. He's not in this alone. And I ask you, how does that affect a player on the field? I think a lot more than we realize. But here's the interesting part. Allegretti isn't complaining. No, sir. He's doing what he needs to do. Looking for a house, exploring the city, preparing to bring his family. And you know what? That tells me a lot about his character. Now let's talk football. The Commanders needed help on the offensive line, right? And Adam Peters, our new GM, bet on Allegretti. Was it the right decision? I think so, and I'll tell you why. First, this guy is a worker. He didn't talk about playing golf in his free time. No, sir. He talked about looking for a house, exploring the city, preparing for his new life here. That tells me he's committed. Second, he's a smart guy. He likes history, wants to visit the monuments, battlefields, and you know what? I like that. Because in football, you need players who can think, who can adapt. But here's the million-dollar question. Can Allegretti make a difference on our offensive line? I'm telling you this. If he brings the same dedication to the field that he's showing off it, we might be witnessing the start of something special. Make no mistake, the offensive line is crucial. Without a good line, it doesn't matter how good your quarterback or your running backs are. You're not going anywhere. So yeah, Allegretti could be exactly what we need. Now I ask you, do you think these behind-the-scenes changes matter? Or do you think we're putting too much emphasis on things that aren't directly related to the game? Because I believe these are the types of players that build winning teams. The ones willing to make sacrifices, to adapt, to put the team first. And if Allegretti is that type of player, then folks, we might be on the right track. All right, Commanders fans, we've covered a lot of ground today, and now it's your turn to step up. First off, I want you to think, what strategies do you think we should implement in the early weeks to prove we're serious playoff contenders? Next, let's talk about our offensive line. Is Tyler BOMBSHELL the missing piece we've been waiting for? Or maybe it's Nick Allegretti who's going to make the difference. What are your thoughts? And finally, the big question. Do you think we have the pieces needed to make the big leap this season, or is there still something missing? I want to see your answers in the comments. Debate, discuss, share your ideas. Because this isn't just a channel, it's a community, it's a family. And together, we can take our team to the top. If you haven't joined us yet, now's the time. Click that subscribe button. Hit the bell so you don't miss any analysis and be part of this Commanders revolution. And remember, every like, every comment, every share brings us closer to our goal. Together, we're stronger. Together, we are Commanders Nation. And remember, hail to the Redskins.